All my records go hard, it's a champion hit. I've been working for this moment like I've been in the gym. Jumping all over hurdles, I'm evading the pit. Hit the hit with anybody, take them, I can shake them. I invite them to the fire, then I bake them, I'ma break them. I'm a Hall of Fame legend, they should go and hang my jersey. Made to put in work, I don't think they really heard me like, move the chains, I'm about to make a play. Move the chains, tell them get about the way. Move the chains, I'm about to win the game. Move the chains, baby, tell them move the chains. Ain't no stopping me, ain't no topping me, I am up. Number one seed, ain't nobody popping up. Got a squad of gorillas from the jungle suited up. You kicking off against me, hope you ready, get it up. I be booted up, popping out a sprinter or a truck. Whole team chasing bags while they chasing us. Calling audible, I read the game, I think it's time to switch. You get hit if I miss, then my teammates got the blitz, yeah. Move the chains, I'm about to make a play. Move the chains, tell them get about the way. Move the chains, I'm about to win the game. Move the chains, baby, tell them move the chains.
Cook it up, gourmet. I go Super Saiyan, gold tank. Anything I ever do is top rank. Got more boys than a Shawshank. Cook it up, gourmet. I go Super Saiyan, gold tank. Anything I ever do is top rank. Got more boys than a Shawshank. I don't wear ball mains. All I ever do is ball main. I am not a rapper, they all lame. I am not dope, I'm hard. Wait, I can power up and level up at any moment. Spitting like a semi, only give me semicolon. Couple zeros like I'm sending yell nets. Every flow is unmatched and I better get set in. Finish him, mess around with me and I diminish him.
All right, Coach, we are pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Minnesota Vikings and the Atlanta Falcons. The calendar has turned to December, and we're in the home stretch now as we're underway in Week 13. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line.
Green 18. Watch the pass.
This is Mostert. And he'll get this from the 25 to the 30 for a pickup of 5.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
'57's the mic. Watch 57.
Here's Rodgers to throw. That's into the hands of his tight end, Will Dissly. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 12 yards is the pickup. Good for a first down for the Falcons. Going to give this time to the tailback. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 12 yards is the pickup. Good for a first down for the Falcons. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside. To 40.
10 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and inches at the 36-yard line.
Possibly a good spot here to take a shot as they come out with 3 receivers to the left on 2nd and less than a yard. They'll run it now out of the gun.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the 1st down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency.
Looking for Johnson, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Justin Evans. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line. Remember, of course, he threw 5 interceptions in that loss last week. Opening drive, same result here.
But it's hard to believe that you can throw 5 in the previous week and start out your very next game the exact same way. He's going to need a lot of support on his own sideline. Make sure he gets really fully mentally into this one.
Now here's a pass on 1st down that's knocked away and incomplete. So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. A first carry for Leonard Fournette. 2nd down, a little more productive than 1st. 7 yards on the gain. It gets them to 3rd and 3 now.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Buying time to his left. Now he's got a man, complete. Well, they only needed a small gain on 3rd down. They end up getting over 30 yards.
That's where having a mobile quarterback really pays dividends, because that old school stand in the pocket, make your throw guy, he doesn't make that play.
In addition to the mobility, how about his eyes? Just kept them downfield, locked on the target, created a big play out of it.
Didn't matter the chaos around him. He still found his guy.
On 1st down, nothing opening up really on the running play. Give him maybe a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
They follow up the 1st down 1-yard run with a minimal gain of 2.
Now, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
He's got his man, Valdez-Scantling. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he's going to ball his way down to about the 1-yard line. A good run on 1st down, and now they contemplate a 2nd and goal situation. It's Coleman here, and he'll get in. Touchdown, Minnesota. Tevin Coleman with touchdown number 8 on the year. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. Michael Badgley on for the extra point. He's got it, and the Vikings take a 7-0 lead.
Makes the score Vikings 7, Falcons 0. Michael Dixon
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30. Rodgers now to throw. It's brought in by Kevin White. 15 yards, first down, Atlanta.
Let's go.
That's good. Watch the run. First down.
On first down, Rodgers. And a diving grab. I think he got that, yes. It's a gain of 16, first down, Falcons. From Viking territory now, they'll come up first and 10, right at the 40. Working from the gun, Rodgers. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. Takk McKinley, it's his 20th sack of the season as he continues what could be a record-setting campaign. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. On play action, it's Rodgers. Into the hands of his receiver, Anderson. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. It'll be a pickup of 15 as that'll lead to third down. They'll need to get it to the 30 for a first. This is third down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. 10 yards there and a first down for the Falcons.
That's another Falcons first down.
Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Vikings 7, Falcons nothing.
Throwing on first down is Rodgers. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. The wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now second down.
Yeah, that one sailed on him. You've got to make sure you give your receiver a chance to come down inbounds because they are very gifted. They'll make the circus catches, but they make them out of bounds. That does you no good.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Rodgers. It's a gain of 11, and the Falcons pick up the first.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together.
And it'll be intercepted. Able to get there and pick it. And not much on the return there. He'll take it only up to the 9-yard line.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
They'll start out on the ground. It's Leonard Fournette. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11. From the gun, here's Watson. Eluding the pressure right. Going deep for Diggs. And got his man complete. The previous play, they barely got back to the line of scrimmage. Now they pick up over 30 yards. Well, that'll help get you out of danger. So much for playing it conservatively back towards your own goal line.
That aggressive mentality, sometimes you can use it, and they did there against a defense who probably thought to themselves, there's no way they take a shot here this deep in their own territory.
Watson now to throw. Forced out to his left. He'll try and run it. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, first down. From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 46. To throw is Watson. He's going to take off with it, and he'll slide down to avoid the contact. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard. They'll try the right side here with Fournette. And he'll go down at the 28. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of the yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
And he is out of bounds inside the 30. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there. It's second down.
He was able to get away earlier in the drive, but apparently all the time they put in practice finally came to the front, didn't it? They remembered their lessons and found a way to contain him when he took off on that one.
Looking to throw again on second down. Watson. And Diggs has it. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Stephon Diggs with his 16th touchdown of the year. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. Here's Badgley now to try to add the PAT. And it's good to make it 14-0.
Makes the score Vikings 14, Falcons nothing. Michael Dixon set to kickoff.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep.
The Falcons take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet.
And Rodgers intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off near the 44. Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in December.
Season of giving.
Right, it is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he throws.
And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. 2nd and 12 after the first down pass play went backwards for 2 yards.
54. Hey, Mike 40. It's going to be a long day.
Now it's Watson. He'll air this one toward Coleman. It's caught at the 10. It's a big one there for the Vikings. 43 yards. After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal.
Check Mike 40. Watch the curve.
A shotgun snap for Watson. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Stephon Diggs, his intended receiver. But it'll be 2nd and goal. 2nd and goal, and they will try again from the 2-yard line. They'll try to punch it in with Fournette. And he will take this one into the end zone for a Viking touchdown. Leonard Fournette, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage.
Brandon, my man, just one sentence for that one. Clinic.
And that's what they've done. They lead the league in points per game this season, but it's been quick strike ability as we saw on that drive.
I think they're actually intimidating defenses because they're back on their heels right away, wondering where it's going to come from, how they're going to hit them. This group is well organized, well coached, and extremely confident in what they do.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling.
And that's caught inside the 35. And he takes it all the way down to the 32. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. The attempt on the dive, and he has it. What a catch. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
Well, partner, when you ask anyone other than your QB to throw the ball, you must have a lot of confidence or you think you're really going to fake them out, and it looks like they did exactly that.
Yeah, going deep in the playbook and a great grab on the other end. That one a gain of 20 and a first down. This is first and goal and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. Now Rodgers dancing to his left. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
They get 3 yards closer, but still work to do. It's third and goal. They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes third and goal. And he's going to run into a brick wall right in the middle of the field, and I don't think he got there. No gain on the play, and what to do now on fourth and goal. The offense is staying out there. Here we go on fourth and goal from the 1. They're going for it. This is Harris. And not only will he not get in, he's going to lose yardage. They stuff him back at the 4. They stop him up short on fourth and goal from the 1. And the Vikings, they come up big down near the goal line. They begin with a run by Fournette. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half.
At the 7-yard line.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's second and 7. Here's Watson. Out to his left. And that's incomplete. Clock stops with 10 seconds left. The Pro Bowler DeAndre Hopkins, the intended receiver. Third down here. They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on second down. Watson. Going deep for Hopkins. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Denzel Ward.
Intercepted. Let's get this.
Intercepted. The Falcons take over first and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Play clock down to 0, and this is not the way to start a drive. And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves them back 5. Now problems right out of the gate. We're going to get a delay. And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2.
Tell me what you want, what you need. Tell me what you wanna give. How much blood would you bleed? I'ma tell you I'm a misconceiver. I'm a believer. Someone better kick my fever. Tell me it's 100 degrees underneath my whole flesh. Everyone tells me it's a bit of a mess. Someone tell the wrist I was never at the hit. I would never get it off my chest though. I'm forgetful. Someone better tell me I was always on the edge. Overstay your bearings, I would never underestimate. Oh baby, my bets are off. Everything was better off. Oh baby, my bets are off. Everything was better off. Take your eyes off me, you don't want to see me when I'm gone. Moral of the story was you're wrong. Everything I gave and everything I lost. Good things come at a cost. I left it on your head, and when you ever overstated, your thoughts are never everything you wanted when you want. I'ma kick it in the head with the signs of the distort. I'ma leave it on the side. You on the Christ when I breath on this set. Let me speak on behalf of the dead. I'ma leave, I'ma speak. I'm sick in the head. Come on, come on. Oh baby, my bets are off. Everything was better off. Oh baby, my bets are off. Everything was better off. Tell the wrist I was never at the hit. I would never get it off my chest though. I'm forgetful. Someone better tell me I was always on the edge. Overstay your bearings, I would never underestimate. Oh baby, my bets are off. Everything was better off. Oh baby, my bets are off. Everything was better off.
All right, Coach, thank you very much. It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Minnesota Vikings and the Atlanta Falcons. And no return on this one as the fair catch taken.
Let's go. No. 258. Let's go, D.
On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Hey, check Mike 57.
Rodgers going to try and throw on 3rd down. And the catch good. It's Eifert. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's 4th down. And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard.
Get 300. Get 300.
Here we go on 4th down with Rodgers. This is Johnson. He's got it. 14 yards there on a Falcon 1st down.
Well, peel back the curtain, partner. We've got a pretty good look into how they plan to play this game. Aggressive seems to be the word. Going for it on 4th down in that situation.
Yeah, opening drive. Now, we know this coaching staff, they have traits of aggression in their history, but what a start to this game. They're going for it.
Yeah, a lot of people might say reckless, but they got it. 1 for 1 on 4th down here early in the game.
Now the throw pulled in by Anderson, and he gets this inside the 35-yard line. A nice pickup there, 18 yards, first down Falcons. Rodgers will bring him up to the line, 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. Rodgers again now. He's got White here. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. Kevin White, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. Santos able to tack on the extra point. And that makes the score 7-0. Now after the touchdown, it's Bosher to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27.
This is it. JT! You gonna see me in your nightmare, son. You gonna get a foul.
On the ground, this is Leonard Fournette. He'll have a first down past the 40 as they finally wrangle him in at the 48. That's good for 21 yards and a first down. The safeties were well back there, and he had a lot of room. Were they in the cover, too?
Yeah, they were, and the safeties were back. You know, usually they're 12 to 15 yards off the line of scrimmage, somewhere around the hash mark for each of them. But what also happens if the linebackers dive into the line, if you block them initially, that blocker can come off with them and get up to the safeties on the second level, and now you've got a big place to run the football.
A big hitter there, a first down gain of 26 yards. From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line. Back to throw, Watson. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Dylan Cantrell, his 6th touchdown of the season, as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. Boy, it's nice to have that big, reliable target you can go to.
Each and every time. A lot of people see that position as a fallback. Throw it to them when all else fails. Not at all. This guy can make plays, and that's exactly what he just did.
Yeah, play here for a touchdown. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And we are tied at 7. That's fielded in the end zone. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
Yep, and I think the ball's out. And this is going to get out of bounds, so they will gain a bit of yardage on the play, actually, and they'll hold on to the football as well.
I don't know about you, but I could hear and feel the sigh of relief all the way up here in our booth.
That was palpable. The sideline, the friend there.
No doubt about it. The ball goes over the sideline, able to retain possession, no turnover. I know his coaches are screaming, just hang on to the ball, man.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
Brandon, their last miss on 3rd down, they actually were able to alleviate it because they picked it up with a 4th down conversion. I don't know that they'd be wise to try and do that again here. To me, you got to punt the ball away.
A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And the Vikings will take over here, 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown. Now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there, handled things. They've got it. They've got momentum. I know they're eager to get out there and put it on display.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 34-yard line.
On 2nd down, it's Coleman. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. It's a gain of 16, and the Vikings have the first down as well. A nice toss play there to the left. More than enough room to move the chains.
And you know what I love about that play as a broadcaster? Seeing the big guys move. Seeing them get upfield and take out defenders. You know what I hated as a defensive back? That exact same thing. Seeing those linemen coming downfield, getting ready to blot out the sun.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. 2 first-quarter touchdown passes now for Deshaun Watson. And the Vikings have taken the lead. Seeing some pretty good offense here in this first quarter.
It's been a wild start to this quarter, as you noted. And now with that lead that we're seeing, can they retaliate? I get the sense this one's going to go back and forth all game long.
And that probably won't be the last long touchdown that we see in this one. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Got out of the pocket. Didn't look like he had anybody open, Charles, so just gets rid of it.
And a good play by him. If no one's open and you don't have a running lane that you want to take, make the right choice. Get rid of it. Live to fight another down.
Looking for White on the deep ball. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off around the 27. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's second down. Throwing again on second down. Watson. It's complete to Diggs. That one covers 29 yards. First down.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route.
Check. Hey, 31!
Through one quarter, 14-7 our score.
14, Falcons 7.
Check set! 19! We got it!
They'll run with Coleman on first down. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 12 yards there. First down, Vikings.
Watch the twitch!
Watson now going to run the option right. Room here to run. And he'll avoid the tackle there with a slide. They'll get 15 and a Vikings first down.
Well, partner, for a few years there, we thought this read option play was going to take over the whole NFL. It seemed like everyone was using it. But it has been scaled back considerably in the last few seasons, mainly because people are worried about their quarterbacks getting hit. But when you call it at the right time and you use it properly, you see the type of gains you can get. A nice chunk of yardage there by the quarterback. Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
That loss of 3, a rare stumble on a promising drive. Here's second and 13. Now Leonard Fournette. A nice display of powerful running, but it takes him only to the 7. He's dropped there. 8 yards on the run, and that cuts us down to a third and about 5. On third down, here's Coleman. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line. Not at all what they envisioned on third down. 3 yards in the wrong direction. Watson going to stay out there as they'll go for it on fourth. Watson. And that is going to be incomplete. The Vikings unable to convert here on fourth. And the Falcons defense stands tall. They'll get the football back. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards.
How many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary. That led to a really nice game.
A bit of an opening there on the first down run as they get this forward for about 6 yards. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets them to 2nd and 4. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. To throw, it's Rodgers. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
Now Mostert. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. From just shy of midfield, Rodgers into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Justin Evans. And the return stops just a few yards shy of midfield. They'll spot the ball at the 47-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Now Watson got an open man. It's Valdez-Scantling. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9. They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. Here's Watson. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. Touchdown, Vikings! Deshaun Watson with his 3rd touchdown pass of this first half. And the Vikings get the quick strike touchdown. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And it's now 21-7. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass, and finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass, and that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. Now he's forced out left. And he'll slide down to avoid the tackle. The escapability in evidence there as that one good for 15 and a first. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. Now this throw caught left side. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15. 17 yards and a first down for Atlanta.
First and 10 at the 15-yard line.
Into the red zone. It's Rodgers. Got his man. It's Eifert. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
Obviously, this has not been a banner game throwing the football, So what you got to do, you got to kind of down focus, don't you think? Find the tight end, take some easier completions.
The interception last drive. There he hits the reliable target. And down he goes. Pressure gets him back at the 14.
This offensive line has struggled. In fact, when we sat down with the coach, he said it's been in tatters lately. They allowed 6 sacks in their last game. Just gave up another one right there.
In tatters, so it sounds a little bit like this right now.
Exactly. It's like that paper being ripped. And right now, they've got to find a way to get it back together.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Problems on third down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on third down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get the third down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on first and second down.
So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays, and when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. You've got under a minute to go here until halftime. You got the good-sized lead. No need to do anything crazy.
No, there really is no need to do anything crazy. The smart play, go ahead and take your lead into the locker room and then try and add to it in the second half. But there's a part of me that looks at this and says, first half going my way, I have a little bit of a cushion. Let's go ahead and try and extend things. If you've got some good plays drawn up, you might want to think about them right here.
2nd and 10 now from the 27.
6-man. Check curls, check curls.
Throwing again is Watson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half.
Mike 40, Mike 40. Come on. Mike 40, Mike 40.
3rd and long. It's Watson. Being chased out left. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. The Falcons going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. And no move to get the offense off the field. Despite failing once, they're going to go again here on 4th down.
40's Mike. 40's a Mike. 40's a Mike. All day.
They're going for it. It's Watson. Flush to his right. Open man is Cantrell. Defensively, a bit of a collapse, allowing the 4th down play to result in 23 yards.
Set. Rock the run. 40's Mike. 40's Mike. Man out, man out, man out, man out. Let's go. Hey, Mike 40, Mike 40.
On first down, Watson. Escaping the pressure right. And that is incomplete. Down to 15 seconds now. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Watson. He's going to let this one go deep. Got a man. It's caught inside the 10. He'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark him down at the 9. They'll get 34 yards there. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. Watson looks to throw again. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Deshaun Watson, 4 touchdown passes now in the ball game. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This one taken from the 7. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line.
At their own 24-yard line.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
Watch the backer, watch the backer.
A final shot before half for Rodgers. He's going to air one out for Anderson. And Rodgers intercepted a third time. Picked off at the 25. And he will be brought down as time has now run out on this first half of action. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game. The Vikings have to like their position. They've got the lead. They get this football as well as we are back and underway for the second half. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They've really distanced themselves. They have put the pedal to the metal, I guess, so to speak.
So definitely have them in the rearview mirror, don't they? I mean, you're exactly right. Being able to string together these drives that end up in points, it's almost like a run in basketball to create that distance, and they're on a really big-time one right now.
It becomes contagious, doesn't it?
It absolutely does, because oftentimes it translates to your defense as well, because they're excited about getting the ball back for their offense that's playing so well.
Well, they are clicking right now. Making the stop that time, Bobby Wagner.
2 yards on the pickup. Second and 8.
Off of play action, it's Watson. Flushed out right. And now the ball comes out. But a Viking was able to corral this one, and Minnesota will keep possession. Watson going to pull back the handoff and keep it himself. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Now 4th down.
They will indeed snap it to Watson. And it's intercepted. Picked up by Jonathan Jones. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. If they needed a break, they needed to make a play here in the 3rd quarter. Defensively, they did that. Now they got to go quickly and get some points on the board.
And the best part is that they made their own break. Taking the ball away. Now they just look at their offense and saying, guys,
let's go.
Come on, capitalize on this one.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
From the 22, Rodgers. Oh, did he hang on to it? He did on the dive. Nice grab. 14 yards there and a Falcon 1st down. Rodgers now 10 of 16 throwing the football. It's 1st and 10. He gets this one to Johnson. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
He's got the 1st down and more past midfield. And some room to maneuver. Touchdown, Falcons. Raheem Mostert, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Falcons cut into that lead. That's a score you felt they had to have here in the 3rd quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there was an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They've got to right the ship. They had a great first half, but the lead has really gone down. Now, you always talk about the adjustment to the adjustment. They've got to adjust right here.
And I think a lot of it is just mentally. Get back to doing what you were doing well in the beginning of the game, but a lot of that is playing with that emotion and that sense of pride and fire that sometimes goes away a little bit when you build up the lead. You think you've got it going, and you also think, at any moment, I can go ahead and go back to the way it was before. You and I both know it's not that easy once you get off the gas a little.
Yeah, they don't want to see this lead diminish anymore. Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down.
Watch the run.
A shotgun snap for Watson. And Diggs has it. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the first. Watson now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. Fournette, a first down carry. And he's over midfield and into Falcon territory. Trey Flowers there on the tackle. From just shy of midfield, Watson, and he hits his running back, Tevin Coleman. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 36. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. From the gun, here's Watson. Wide open receiver complete. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Marquez Valdez-Scantling, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100.
And eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield. Tack McKinley, it's his 20th sack of the season as he continues what could be a record-setting campaign. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 20. And the ball is knocked out, and the Vikings pick up the football. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me, because you would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time. You would think no one would ever turn it over. Yet they are humans out there running around, and we just saw another one.
And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked up by Denzel Ward. Not the best of plays there as a quarterback. You're right-handed, rolling left, trying to throw it that far downfield.
I remember a coach of mine saying, son, that's the equivalent of trying to get the car keys out of your pocket with your opposite hand while you're trying to run. You just can't do it.
Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
You know what the key to a good screen pass is, don't you?
But you're going to tell me, good blocking?
Well, good blocking eventually. But first is good acting. You want to let the defenders go past you, leak out to whichever side or even in the middle where you want to set up the screen, and then you do your blocking. How about the read, though, by the defensive guys? They weren't fooled at all and actually ran with the lineman to where the play was and smothered it for a loss of yardage.
On 3rd and long, it's Rodgers. And Eifert has it. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A big 30-yard play on 3rd. The big play has them all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10. He's going to loft one deep left side here. He's got it at the 15. Touchdown, Falcons. Robbie Anderson. His 11th touchdown of the year. And the Falcons get a bit closer. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts. All right, because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They had that first half lead, but they have been shut down here in this 3rd quarter, so time to retool a bit.
And probably need to tap into that emotional vein that gets them back to really playing hard and effectively. Because a lot of times we think it's just play calls and this isn't working and they're shutting them down. Sometimes when you get a lead, you lose your edge. You don't play quite as hard. That's what they're looking for here.
Trying to get that edge back as they've watched this lead shrink a little. Well, that didn't take long. One play, and we're already looking at a first-and-goal situation. Watson going to pull back the handoff and keep it himself. He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown. Dylan Cantrell, his third touchdown of the game, his 8th on the year. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked. But you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
And he'll be upended here after a pickup of 3, getting it out to the 25. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there. It's second down.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 25-yard line.
To throw again on second down. Rodgers. And that'll be incomplete. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure. The backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
It's caught. Shepard. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains. They go play action here on first down. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. It's a gain of 13 and a first down for Atlanta. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him to football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are, you know, make him make some.
And he will go down outside of the pocket for a sack. Tried to get away, but could not. Ed Oliver in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. And the pressure gets to him again. Ed Oliver has now recorded 10 sacks on the season.
Okay, let's go back a little bit and see if my schooling comes to the front. What's that old saying? Those who forget the lessons of history are doomed to repeat them. That's the same guy who's gotten back-to-back sacks. I think a double team may be in order.
He finds his man Johnson. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Despite a pickup of 16, they're still well short of the sticks on 4th. A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on 4th down. Now Rodgers. Under pressure, he's going to go down. Look at this, way back around the 43. They could not contain Kenny Clark as he gets home for the sack. Well, their first 4th down attempt earlier was successful. This one backfires for a turnover on downs.
I like their aggressiveness. I like what they're doing. They got it the first time they went for it. Why not a second time? I don't think they'll be daunted from attempting it again. If you're on the defensive side of the ball, though, any 4th down stop is a big momentum play.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. To throw is Watson. It's complete to Diggs. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A first down there on a pickup of 25. On first down, it's Watson. He's got it complete to Diggs, right side. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. From the gun, it's a handoff to Coleman. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Tevin Coleman with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
At their own 22-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession. This is a chance for them to pick themselves back up and help their team.
Yeah, we'll see if they can recoup and recover. A throw down the field, caught by his running back. But he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Raheem Mostert. He scored on the ground and through the air. And the Falcons cut into that lead. Santos with the extra point. Down to 18. Now after the touchdown, it's Bosher to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. All of a sudden, they have quite a bit of breathing room. This was a one-score game, but touchdowns on their last 2 drives, and now comfort is here, so to speak.
It certainly is for them. I've been in this situation before on the flip side of this. And all that's going on there is a little bit of finger pointing. Hey, what's going on? How can we stop them? Can someone make a play to try and stop this momentum?
Well, they're going to be ball hawking because they need a turnover on that other side. Looking to throw again on second down. Watson, catch made. It's Moreau. They get 14 there. First down, Vikings. And on that last play there, he's over 400 yards passing now.
And you know what that generally means?
Success.
That, and it means you really didn't miss opportunities. Usually very accurate. The ball's getting to the right place. Guys are making yardage after the catch to help you out that way. I mean, the whole team has picked it up. And don't forget, that means the offensive line has had to pass protect pretty well, too.
Everyone dialed in. Throwing again on second and 10. Watson going deep for Diggs. And for a third time tonight, he's intercepted. Xavier Rhodes with a pick. And a great return as he takes us up just shy of the 45.
I know some teams are leery about playing cover 2 because the strong safety's not usually a terrific cover guy. But in this case, he played it perfectly. Read the football and went and made the interception.
Hey, 88. Check Mike 57, Mike 57.
So after the INT, it's Rodgers. He's going to air one out for Anderson. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. Second down. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45.
I thought that wasn't a bad time to call the screen. I thought late game, down on the scoreboard, had to figure they were expecting a pass downfield.
Yeah, so the edge rushers, they're coming. That could have hit big. You're right. Good recognition defensively to snuff that one out. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that is caught. Touchdown, Falcons. Robbie Anderson, his second touchdown of the night. And the Falcons get a bit closer. Santos able to tack on the extra point. And that'll make this now an 11-point deficit. Now after the touchdown, it's Bosher to kick it away. Fairly short kick, taking it to 14 here. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all three timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. Now the pass, and it's into the arms of Hopkins. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. And Watson's going to throw it here. Eluding the pressure right. And the catch made by Hopkins. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. 12 yards there. First down, Vikings. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
Watch the motion.
Now Watson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. And the job becomes twice as difficult now after the sack. It's 2nd and 20. Now it's Watson. Now he's flushed out right. And that's going to be incomplete.
No grounding call there. He had a receiver near the right sideline. It was pretty clear there. He just needed to get rid of that one.
And he did have a receiver in the area, but initially my view was obstructed, and I thought that was going to be grounding, but clearly the correct call made, and that is no call.
Is that why you threw your play sheet down? Is that why you did it? Was that the flag?
You can't be giving me up. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked up by the linebacker, Bobby Wagner. 2-score game here in the 4th, and that pick, it kind of keeps the door ajar, doesn't it?
It does, and you wonder about their strategy because with a 2-score lead, you would think maybe you're just sitting out and trying to...
And Rodgers is going to go down. He's sacked. The Falcons going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 35 seconds left to go. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle. Here's Rodgers. That's complete to White. And he'll take this across the 25 before going out of bounds. They get 16 out of that one, but they'll still need to convert on 3rd.
57.
Rodgers looking to throw on 3rd and 2. He hits White, complete. Falcons going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in the game. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Shotgun now for Rodgers. He's going to let it fly. And he couldn't hang on. Would have been their 4th pick of the game. Instead, 2nd down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. 2nd and 10 from the 33-yard line.
Let's go. Pick it up, D.
An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on 3rd down. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Vikings, they have the football now in excellent field position. Down to Inigo's Watson, and that should just about do it for this ball game.
A loss of a yard brings up 2nd and 11 at the Falcons' 34-yard line.
Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feel like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for Minnesota, they continue to make their case for the playoffs as they move to 9-3. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Atlanta, this loss cost them in the playoff chase as they fall back to 7-5 on the year. And